young people say all the time that the system is rigged. Do you think it's rigged, or are they just missing the playbook?
No, they're missing the playbook.
It's rigged. I've been doing research since I was literally 15. I'm like a conspiracy theorist, but I also research. I don't just talk about it. In regards to hormones, the hormones are out of whack. You can talk to hormone doctors, specialists that work on people that are having imbalances, and it's most of the population. Most of the population has a hormone imbalance because of food, water, and everything that we're intaking, air pollution, etc. And I'm not talking about like, oh, the soil sucks and this sucks. No, like genetically modified over time, they know what happens to the body if eaten or consumed for a long period of time. Look at the therapeutic services. Sigmund and Freud, and I forgot the other guy. There were two guys. They both came to completely different conclusions. Freud said, look at your past, look at your problem, dissect it. You also want to F your mother and father. The other guy said, focus on your goals, focus on the solution. Don't look at your problem unless you absolutely need to process it so that you can have a good future. What did we end up taking as a staple in the foundation? Look at your problem, talk about your problem, stay in your problem, and you want to F your parents. That's what the foundation of the therapeutic services are in this country. Oh, and then if you have a problem, they won't tell you because they train them to not tell you what your problem is because you can't see your problem, and so therefore you can't tell the person they have a problem, even though they're paying to go to the office like you would pay to go to a doctor to say, hey, what's my problem? We're gonna go in deep with this one. I love this time. The Constitution is literally being attacked, and it's been since 2020. The censorship, not being able to speak, and you used to be able to say how you felt. You used to be able to speak from the heart. You used to be able to stand for something. And if you do now, you'll be castrated. 1984, control food, control supply. What happened in 2021? A bunch of riots, a bunch of fights, everybody got segregated, everybody has an opinion, that it's no longer just an opinion, now it's an identifier of who you are as an individual. So I can't be friends with you or live with you or love you. Oh, we're family? No, we're not. You believe in a different political stance than I do. It's so weird for Thanksgiving. We've normalized it. We did not normalize it. We normalized it, if that makes sense. There's literally videos and evidence that news reporters are spewing the same exact words verbatim. You know what that's called? That's called programming. That's literally called Science has proved, yes, if you say affirmations repetitively, that brainwashes you into firing specific neurons in your brain so that you get used to it. So what do you think is happening when you see the same news and the same audios and the same propaganda being said everywhere? Boing! Oh, and I'm Mexican. So we're just not going to talk about the cages that were being shipped around during the Obama administration, and we're going to talk about the orange man doing it. Yes, they all do it. But the black man is actually the one that started the immigration cages and the other stuff that was happening, like the missing people. I'm neither Democratic nor Republican. I say I am sometimes, but I never really am. Why? Because they're both a trick. If I sign up to either one of them, I'm more like an independent, but even independent's like not really independent because... But this man had the audacity to say that they don't have the playbook. You know that they tried to pass a law at the beginning of this year in Los Angeles. I think it was in LA, or it was just I don't think it was in the nation, but I think it was in like a state kind of policy that they were trying to They were trying to pass a law that you could not say or compare little hat people to what happened to them in the 1940s. I can't even say it, otherwise this video might be taken down. They tried to pass a law that said if you compare what the little hat people were doing to the rap people, or if you compared them to what happened to them in the 1940s, then you would go to jail. You would literally go to jail. You can't do the comparison. You can't say that they did something wrong, or you would go to jail. And that happened in Canada. It passed in Canada. It passed in, like, it went, people went to jail because they did that comparison. And I know Canada, I don't know the freedom of speech over there, But it used to be that we were pretty similar, at least. Like, we could talk about this, but we can't anymore. But we are missing I'm missing the playbook. Wow. Oh my God. Functional medicine. There's something called functional doctors, functional medicine. I didn't know about it until I was like 28, I think. And I'm 34 now. When you go to the doctor and they are a specialist, let's say a foot doctor, or that's not a good example, a heart specialist. Let's say you go to a heart specialist and there's something wrong with your heart, but the actual underlying reason actually has to do with something with your spine. That heart specialist is trained to only see what they can see, and it's harder for you and me that go to a regular hospital with a regular doctor to find out what's going on with the heart. But if you go to a functional doctor, which does cost more, it's pricey, they can find out like this. You can go to a functional doctor, they can check out your hormones, do a whole regulation, like they can assess everything, figure out what's going on, what the root cause of it is, what we should do. I mean, oh my God, it's part of the reason why hormone therapy is actually on such a rise right now. And let's just talk about that hormone therapy really quick, or the hormone issues. I'm having people that specialize in this, so doctors, actual accredited people, and research that's out there that you can look at yourself. Everything I'm saying you can look up yourself. Just don't use Google, use DuckDuckGo or something. But the hormones, what's happening to them is that hormones from women, they became really fat and juicy, like big, like it's like this big fat little guy, right? And so they used to be smaller, so they would fire off and communicate to each other. But because they're so fat, they're like, poing, 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 poing. That's women's hormones. Men's hormones have gotten, let's say they were this big. Now they're like this big, and they're going boing, 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 boing. That's not what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to be average size, and they're supposed to communicate and move regularly so that they can say, hey, this is what we need to communicate to the body. But because they're deformed in size, our hormones are becoming very, very irregulated. Women are becoming more aggressive. Men are becoming more aggressive. But we forgot we don't have the playbook. We missed the playbook. But I don't know why I didn't open the playbook, because apparently I have the playbook, but I just don't know. I mean, he said I have the playbook. I just never opened it. Now let's talk about the history of this country that I'm in. Obviously, I hope you can hear what I'm saying, right? School system was created for the workforce. We created the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution needed parents to be at work. So they came up with school systems so that they could teach kids what that big thing wanted us to be taught. And we missed a lot of history. Our version of historical events is very different from the rest of the world, including just what happened. Like, if you go to any other country and we start talking about history, there are things that we have no idea happened, didn't happen, the way stories were told. I mean, think about it. We were told that, like, Indians and pilgrims went to break bread and eat corn, and we were programmed to, like, draw colors and paintings of them holding hands every Thanksgiving. What do you think that did? Again, what is programming? But I don't have the playbook. Right, I forgot. That was my fault. Oh, and don't think I have a thing against little hat people. I love little hat people. They raised me in my 20s. I worked for a shoot ton of them, and they were very actually welcoming if you understand, respect their, you know, little hat people spiritual stuff. It's the same thing with the turban people. They don't hurt, at least with my experience. They're usually, like, really nice. And like, they're both really nice and welcoming. Like, it's so weird to me. Maybe that's just my experience. Let's not talk about that. Oh my God, yeah, and I was born and raised in LA, California. So diddler. Everybody knew what was going on and has been going on. Like, I was 10 years old. My mom did not allow me to go to Nickelodeon when they approached us. She did not allow me to go because she's like, we know what happens there. Maybe the nation didn't know what was happening, but people that lived there understood and understand how that industry is. And it's not just in that regard. Like, I was taught from a young age, do not go into that door where they're promising you things, because they're gonna want something from you. And once you sign your blood there, you can't come back from it. A lot of this is in code. But we forgot the playbook, obviously. Thanks, guys.